Hi, 5th grade. It's Miss Gilka. I'm going to show you how to do all the answers on the multiplying and dividing fractions screencast. So I'm going to give you all the correct answers so that you'll know what they are. So this says, estimate the product of 4 and 7/8 and 3 and 2/7. So I need to estimate each of these and round them to the nearest whole number. And then I'm going to find the product, and the product is the answer to a multiplication problem. So I know that 4 and 7/8, if I was thinking about it on a number line between the numbers 4 and the number 5, that 4 and 7/8 is going to be a lot closer to 5 than it is to 4 or 4.5. So I'm going to round that 4 and 7/8 to the number 5. Now 3 and 2/7, I'm going to think about on its number line between the number 3 and the number 4. I know that 2 out of 7, so if I cut that number line into 7 parts, then 2 out of 7 parts would probably be around here. So that's going to be a whole lot closer to the number 3 than it is the number 4. So I'm going to change that 3 and 2/7 to the number 3. Then I'm going to multiply 5 times 3, and I'm going to get 15. Okay? So 15 will be my final answer because 5 times 3 is 15, and that should be your answer too. Let's try the next one. Find the product of 1/8 and 4/5. So when I multiply fractions, I simply have to multiply the numerators and then multiply the denominators and then simplify if possible. And I know that the product is my hint that I'm going to multiply. It's the answer to a multiplication problem. So I multiply the top numbers. 1 times 4 is 4. I multiply the bottom numbers, the denominators, 8 times 5, and that equals 40. And now I see that I can simplify by dividing both the top and the bottom by 4. So I will divide 4 by 4 and 40 by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 40 divided by 4 is 10. So my answer would be 1/10. And that would be my final answer. All right, this one. A bottle of juice holds 3/7 gallon when it's full. If 1/3 of the juice has been poured out, how much is left in the container? And I see this clue word of, which tells me I'm probably going to multiply, not subtract. A lot of friends got confused and did subtraction instead of multiplication. So I multiply the numerators. 3 times 1 is 3. Then I multiply the denominators. 7 times 3 is 21. Then I simplify if possible, and I see that both the numerator and the denominator are multiples of 3. So I'm going to divide both of them by 3. 3 divided by 3 equals 1, and 21 divided by 3 is 7. So my final answer is 1/7. Next one. Becky wants to make pancakes for her family. The recipe makes enough pancakes for 8 people. Today she wants to decrease the recipe to make enough for just 4 people. Which of these fractions should she multiply the ingredients times? How do you know? So if she starts with 8, she's going to multiply it times some fraction so that she can get enough for 4 people. The only fraction that she could multiply 8 times to get from 8 to 4 would be 1/2, because half of 8 is 4. And that would be the correct answer. Find the quotient, 15 divided by 5/6. So you had 2 clues here that you're going to divide. Okay, and we talked about if you have a whole number, every whole number is also a fraction over 1. So we have 15 firsts. And then when we divide fractions, we know that to do that we actually have to find the reciprocal. So we multiply, and then we flip the numerator to the denominator and the denominator to the numerator. So I'm going to flip that 5/6 over and make it 6/5. And I can see right away that I can cross divide and cross simplify, and I can divide both 15 and 5 by 5. So I'm going to divide them both by 5. And 15 divided by 5 is 3. And 5 divided by 5 is 1. And now I multiply my numerators. 3 times 6 is 18. And 1 times 1 then is 1. So my final answer is 18. And then I think this is the last one. Find the quotient. 4/5 divided by 20. I know that all whole numbers are fractions over 1. And when I see the division symbol, I need to change it to a multiplication symbol, and then I need to flip the second fraction. I had some friends flip the 4/5. You always flip the second fraction, not the first fraction. Okay, always, always, always. So I've got 4/5, and I'm going to multiply that now times 1/20. I can cross simplify, and I see that 4 can go into itself one time. It goes into 25 times, and then I multiply the numerators. 1 times 1 equals 1, and 5 times 5 equals 25. So my final answer is 1/25. And that's it. I think that's the last one. Ta-da! Okay.